Hey everybody, it's the Mad Master here. I'm doing another video. This time, it's another musician bashing video, and I'm sure a lot of you are just totally in love with this idea. So, without giving credence to many of the great comments I had in my Danzig video, uh, let's begin with this one. I'm sure actually a lot of people will agree that the points in this video are more up to their par because there's a lot of popular discernment that goes against the following musician and pontificator as known as Gene Simmons. So, what is going on with Gene Simmons nowadays? Well, a lot of times, okay, so he has this new box set coming out, and it's like overpriced, of course, and he has this PR stunt with this like big fucking vault with all these recordings, some of which are really cool, I must admit, like some of the Kiss demos that have the Van Halen brothers on it. That is awesome. I can't wait to hear it through a torrent of action, if you know what I mean. No, I'm not saying I'm going to download it or not. I don't know, probably not. But I'll hear it on YouTube probably because people will probably post it on there and get it taken down or whatever. So there's a lot of these comments that he said more recently though, like rock is dead, all this stuff, and that is kind of what I have to say about that. Well, I'm going to be doing a series of videos, as I said before, about how rock is dying. I don't think it's dead, but, and of course, I did my Kyle Kalinske bashing video for his video he did about how hip hop is and R&B are more popular than rock and how it's a good thing. All this shit. It's like whatever, man. Doesn't understand the history, the anti-establishment history of rock and metal. Maybe that's not as prominent now. It's become commerce, but you got to understand, like the 60s were about bashing the system. And yeah, they took over baby boomers and whatever. Whatever. Anyways, that's more for another time. I'm going to be talking about that in a future video. So, speaking of baby boomers, we have Gene Simmons saying rock is dead, and all these brats are downloading music. And, So, all right, so there's these, it's not only Gene Simmons, but it's just like these older rock musicians that are totally out of touch. Like, I'll give you an example. So, Ozzy came out and he's like, no one buys. Ozzy Osbourne came out recently and said, no one buys albums anymore. What's the point in doing an album? So, first of all, as far as I know, the last 5 years have seen unprecedented growth in vinyl sales. Vinyl sales have gone up like 500% in like 2 years or some shit. So who are buying these albums? Rap fans? It doesn't make any sense. Like, it contradicts this narrative that these musicians have. They're still like 10 years ago about Napster and shit. Like, they're still stuck in this time loop. And usually the worst, like these older corporate rock, I hate to call Ozzy a corporate rock guy, but now he is. Like, maybe back in the day it wasn't. But all these older corporate rock guys are like, I don't know what to do. Oh, people are downloading music. Oh, all the young brats downloading and streaming. Oh, where my mansion can't be paid off as fast. It's like, fuck off, man. First of all, you can't even acknowledge, like, you don't even understand vinyl. I think even Alice Cooper, like, knows about the vinyl thing. Like, they're so out of touch, like, they're not even, like, with it, like, today. Like, they're 10 years ago or 5 years ago, like, And it just bothers me. It's like whining and fucking griping about this whole thing and then not even understanding. Like, why do you do an album? Because you feel like fucking doing one. I mean, even Gene Simmons, to his credit, is a little bit less into this, like, I'm not going to do an album anymore. I mean, he's a little bit like that. Paul Stanley's less like that. And, all these musicians, like, I don't know what the point is recording an album. I don't know why I should record any more albums. Nobody likes albums. It's like, if you feel like fucking doing an album, do one. I mean, like, I'm going to give Alice Cooper another call out as far as this goes. Not a call out, but whatever you want to call it. Shout out, okay? Because at least he's like, yeah, I'll do albums. I don't give a shit, I like recording albums. If I have a concept in my head, I'm going to record it. He keeps recording albums to this day, and they're pretty good, But these guys in these bands, Ozzy, or, you know, I was reading one with Joe Perry or something of Aerosmith. It's like, nobody bought our last album. I don't think we should record albums, just singles or EPs. Ah! Oh shit, I wasn't even recording. Was I? Oh yeah, shit. I was worried about not recording. I thought I wasn't recording this video. Anyways, this attitude is so stupid and foolish. It's like, what do you want to do artistically, not what sells or what the kids are doing, which half the time you don't even know. You probably, I mean, some of these guys probably think like grunge is still big, and like grunge is new or something. They're so out of touch. Oh my god, it's so fucking stupid. And it just bothers me that if you want to do an album, you know, I do albums, like with my projects and stuff. We do albums. I have a CD. This project, Filled Lies, it was released on Amazon. You know, you could buy it. Pathless Land, all sorts of projects, you know. And, I mean, I like recording EPs and albums. I don't care. I like the structure and the format and the concept of an album. Because sometimes, you know, a lot of times, the whole thing becomes its own thing with an album. You record all these songs and they kind of fit this format or this theme. It's like Iron Maiden kind of, well, yeah, obviously Iron Maiden has experienced that, you know, by recording these albums. And I mean, one point they recorded a concept album, of course, but you know, Somewhere in Time is not a concept album, but it may as well be in a lot of ways. So there's a thematic thing with albums as a long-form statement. And there's also the whole idea that, you know, well, Iron Maiden's a good example. It's another good example, like Alice Cooper. They both toured together. Well, of course, that's kind of interesting because they both have actual healthy, respective opinions about these phenomenons. I remember reading an article with Steve Harris from many years ago about the new downloading things. Like, I don't bloody give a shit. I'm just gonna play live, and it's a live experience. I have a terrible accent. Don't criticize me. So he was just like, and that wasn't even a fucking Steve Harris accent, I doubt. Blimey. It wasn't even a good Steve Harris album, whatever. Okay, so he doesn't give a shit about people downloading. And I mean, he probably does to some extent, and probably the record company does, but there's nothing you can do about it. And look at Iron Maiden. They're richer than ever. They have more properties and money than ever before. World record-breaking tours. I mean, if they sat on their ass complaining about downloading, I mean, these guys are some of these older blokes are fucking worse than Lars was back in the day about Napster. They're just whining and crying and hooting and hollering about all this bullshit about recording albums. Like they don't want to record an album now. It's like Iron Maiden still records full-length albums. In fact, their last album was a double album. You know, you don't get that much anymore with the auto-tune fucking singles that you stream on your stupid phone. Fuck, they recorded a double album. And it was critically acclaimed. I didn't like it as much as previous reunion albums, and, you know, I did my review of that way back. But, yeah, it's just stupid. I just think Gene Simmons is out of touch. Joe Perry or whoever, I don't think it was, yeah, I think it was Joe Perry that I read the interview of where he's like, well, we shouldn't do an album anymore. The last one, well, do a fucking rock album and not a country pop album like Steven Tyler wants to do, and maybe people would come back. I mean, Rolling Stones, for example, band that they've been accused of being inspired by in the past, recorded a blues album. It's critically acclaimed and it sold pretty well. For a new album, it sold pretty well. I mean, it was pretty good. It was better than our Aerosmith's blues album, as far as I know. So the whole point is just do whatever the hell you want. If you're an artist and you're not in it for commerce, of course, it's debatable with Gene Simmons. Who knows what the fuck he's in it for? Because I don't know if this whole like evil capitalist persona that he's adopted, which it is. It's like a continuation of the demon, but like a yuppie demon, you know. And it's this like persona of this capitalist guy that's totally evil and in it for himself. I don't know if that's real even. I think it's partly a persona himself. Just he loves attention. He didn't really want to trademark the horn sign or whatever. Maybe he did. I don't know. But he said recently that he'd trademark air if he wanted to. It was really ridiculous. Really ridiculous. But anyways, you know, it's stupid. Do what the hell you want. Record albums. Do tours. Do whatever the hell you want. Who cares? I mean, if you're making money like Iron Maiden, like hand over fist fucking money, like they're going to care that Book of Souls didn't sell as much as Power Slave when they were at their peak, but their tours are selling out like crazy. Who the fuck cares? Do albums if you want to. That's all I got to say.